Hi nerds. So, I don't mean to sound forward or weird, but, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. So, there's my total in Tempest Trial. Admittedly, I haven't done the, 3 times bonus today, but still, I'm working on it. I'm gonna get down to the brass tacks and start working on that, but, I'm getting there. I'm hoping to get Attack Floyd by the end of this evening, which I will probably do. With the 3 times bonus, and then from there, you know, I'm gonna just keep going. Even after I get past Hardy Bearing, I'm still gonna keep going, because I've just been having a lot of fun with it. Not only that, but there's a lot of orbs to be gotten. To be gotten? I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But, that is a topic for another day. I'm probably going to discuss Tempest Trials and how much more fun it's been in a later video. Still though, let's talk about something that people have been asking me about, because apparently it annoys them. And it mostly relies on the Corrin, you know, the summer Corrin that I've been trying to summon for. I eventually got one that had Ivies that I found pretty good, at least well enough. And a lot of people, especially in that video that we did earlier today, or yesterday I should say, where I summoned it and now it's swarmed with a bunch of comments because that's my life. A lot of you were like, well, why aren't you building your Flier Emblem team? Why aren't you doing that? I don't understand. Like, you've been saying you wanted to be doing that for a while now. Why aren't you doing it? And I guess, someone compared it to Horse Emblem, just like, it's easy, just do it. And it's like, no, it's not easy. So I guess I'll put that in perspective in some ways. When I build, when I build Horse Emblem, at least earlier, I typically don't rely too much on the melee physical actions. I had put a lot of effort into my mages, and Horse Emblem typically has, well, an easier way of doing it. I mean, basically right now they have the entire spectrum of mages. They have Leo right there, and then they have, they have Olwen, Reinhard, Ursula, and eventually Cecilia as well, who are all, well, easy enough to get. Leo's a bit of an asshole, but still. And from there, they're all easily accessible to get Blade Tomes, which makes them astronomically overpowered. Or if you're Reinhard, you're just overpowered anyways. But still, someone asked me, why is it so complicated to do so? Well, because with my Flier Emblem team, I'm trying to aim at least to have 2 mages in there that will use Blade Tomes. And, unfortunately, with Flier Emblem right now, Blade Tomes on any of the units require some very rare and very specific characters, because, well, why not? Mostly, it requires, Spring Camilla here, and it also requires, Summer Corrin, because they are both flying units. But the problem is, of course, that they, they're flying tome units, but they're only accessible during, these special events, where afterwards they are gone for good. At least gone for a year, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they'll show up again, who knows? But still, God, I guess, to better explain it as well, it's a lot more of a hard process to try and make Blade Tomes work over a lot of the other things, because typically when you go to Horse Emblem teams and you have some melee, you might want to throw in a goad or a ward, something to go along better with a unit that's going to charge in and fight a bit harder than most. Melees work pretty well with those, but if you're going to go with a Blade Tome unit and a Flier Emblem team that's based around that, you're going to need a few other things. And Horse Emblem, at least from what I remember, it has its accessible abilities, well, its abilities much more accessible, I should say. Mostly, well, Yagan here, he has Fortify Cavalry. And then, of course, we also have, I believe it's Gunter who gives it as well. Gunter gives Hone Cavalry. And that is easily much more accessible than some. Just a lot more accessible. These units are, they come in 3-star variations, 4-star variations, and naturally you're going to be getting a few more of them than other units, of course. So yeah, that's kind of easy to explain, right? I mean, so you might be asking, okay, where exactly do you get, the buffs that would benefit Blade Tomes? Because, you need to buff them with actual things, not just simple goads and stuff. You need actual fortifies and hones to really boost the Blade Tome. Well, the only real place that you can get Fortify from is, I hope I actually have one of her. Do I? Did I miss her? I think I may have missed her. I'm probably pretty stupid. Wow, do I really not have a Sheeta here? Probably I'm just missing her, but yes, you do need a Sheeta, or Kata, whatever you want to call her. I think I actually have her as a 5-star now that I think about it. Oh wait, she's a sword unit. I was thinking she's a spear unit. Still, there you go. And she's the only one who I believe has Fortify flyers. Yep, that's her. And from my understanding, she only shows up at, I forget if she shows up at 3 stars. She doesn't. I don't think she does. Only 4 and above. So she might be a bit harder of a unit to get, especially with how many reds there are. And also, Summer Corrin has Fortify flyers, but, you know, that's cool. You already have her, so it doesn't really hurt if you do, and you're building a Flyer Emblem team. So the question then becomes, okay, well, now you need a Hone. You need to have the Hone and the Fortify to really get the full effect out of a Blade Tome. So the question then becomes, where do you get the Hone? Well, to better explain that, I guess we're going to have to dive deep into my hero catalog and show you the problem. Therein lies within, I guess. Oh, hey, did you actually update with that? Yeah, there's Faye. No, okay. Still. Yeah, there's Ephraim. I'm sorry. But still, here is the unit you actually need. And, well, she's very difficult to get. This is, of course, Hinoka. She is, well, to give this a better explanation, if you have Hinoka right now, consider yourself pretty lucky because she's the only unit right now in this game who has Hone flyers. The only unit. The only unit who has it who happens to be the one who, you know, can use it. Which kinda sucks because she's only accessible as a 5-star unit, and unless she's a focus, chances of her, you know, actually getting her as a unit you want are incredibly slim. And that's not even talking about if you know, want another one or want to, you know, have an additional Hone flyers or something like that. Eventually you're going to have to hope and pray that she will show up again as a focus banner. I was really hoping that eventually we'll get a focus banner that's all flyers and she will be in it. I'm still holding out hope because technically we did get cavalry just a bit ago, and you know, maybe we'll get that, and maybe we'll also get armored and Hector will be there. But right now, as it stands, I'm not really too into building them just yet. I might build Corrin and, you know, Spring Camilla up there, get them situated and ready to go. But as a team based around, you know, flying units and trying to get them set up to be, you know, powerful with their Blade Tomes, it just isn't cutting it too much because I do still need Hone flyers, and Hone is a very valuable skill for Blade Tomes, especially since it ups the attack as well. You know, not also including the additional buffs that they get from adding in the additional stats to the Blade Tome itself. So, yeah, it's a trying process. It's really difficult to actually get a flying unit or a Flyer Emblem team set up. Especially if you're going with the mage ones. And, well, I want to do that. That's my main aim. That's one thing I'm going to go for. If Hinoka ever shows up in any of these, you can expect me to just go as crazy as I possibly can to get her, because I would really want that extremely badly. You will see me go insane for that, trust me. But right now, I'm going to keep them. I'm going to level them up separately, and then from there, probably, if I feel like it, you know, I'll use them in some battles and situations, because, well, you know, a Tome unit that can fly over, you know, mountains and things like that is always a benefit to many. But right now, don't expect me to be going crazy with the Flyer Emblem team. And stop asking me why I haven't done it yet. Just saying. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go cry, okay? Because, still, get a horse emblem team, guys. They're really fun. Alright, I'm gonna hop off and go do my Tempest Trials now. So, hope that explains some of the situation that is going on with Flier Emblem team. You can make a pretty decent one with Melee if you want, with goads and things like that. So, I suggest trying it. It might be fun. Anyways, for now, guys, I'll catch y'all later. See you on the flip side.